Hey guys, this is Bolexel again. I'm just here just going to show off this Mirror's Edge emblem and how to make it. This one might be a bit longer than the last video because it's much more complicated and less repeating shapes and stuff like that. So let's go. Okay, so first things first. I believe I was lazy in this one, and I am using red is the background color, I should say, right off the bat. There's the background is all red. I originally tried doing it with the white background and then using the red as the on top, changer, but found it was much easier to do with a red background and then use the white to cut it all out. So I used a circle for some reason. I don't remember why, but either way, the circle was this big. It covered the whole thing, so don't worry about that. Next, we've got our first piece, and as you can kind of see there, if I space it out, it is covering an area like this. This piece is fairly easy to find. It's just an angled hole, essentially. You are going to have to warp it and stretch it into the right position. You just need to, you're going to need a point of reference for this to be able to make it the correct angle. But you want that at that's probably around a 15-degree angle there. And it's going to be pointing off, it goes right off the page, this one. Next, the next few are all just eyes. Very straightforward. You've got an eye pointed downwards here, and then another eye going back up. And I believe I used another eye to make this angle. So you can see there's two eyes that form this section. There's this one here going down, and there is this one here, which is going down. That makes that V shape, because there's really nothing that makes that exact shape. Now, at first what I did is I was trying to make it so it would form a perfect V, and that doesn't work. What I actually ended up using was a red V to kind of cut those all into the right shape and get rid of all the white. So if we go here and we turn this off, you can see I overlapped with the eyes, and then I used a V, it stretched it all out so it would be the right angle so that it would cover that up. Next we'll move up to this angle here. I used actually a straight up thing and just stretched it out really far. So you can see if I flash this here, you can see the yellow flash there. That is our first white piece that makes this curve. All we're worried about is this inner curve. The outer curve is made by something else, but this inner curve made by an angle, you just gotta make it really wide and short. Okay. Next we used a diamond. This makes up this nice little inlet corner here. That was very straightforward. I don't even think, I made it slightly wider, and that's about it, and turned it on its side. Worked really well. Next we've got our inner curve here, made up by this shape. You can see it there. It is much bigger, looks almost like a pipe, but that's going all the way up and out. Okay. And then we needed to color in this red. This is going to look really wonky without this, but this should show it a bit more. So we've got one angled like that. If I turn that off, you can see the line of it going out. This one I don't actually think it needed that much stretching. It was fairly straightforward. You can just leave it the way, basically the way that you pick it, and just turn it on its side. It needs to be larger, of course, but that worked. This thing was just a filler. I was getting annoyed because there was red blocks over on this side. You can see them. That was all there, and I was like, oh, that's ugly. So I threw this in there to cover it up while I was working on the rest of it. Same thing with this. This cut off this edge. You can see if I turn it off, this goes right off. You actually want that cut off there, so you put that through that in there. And this one made this curve. So you can see if I turn this off, that's what that looked like. I threw this in there on the perfect angle, and it curves the edge of the symbol up towards the corner. And what we were left with here after that was this part. This was all chunkied out, and I had to find something that would fill that, and it ended up being this ovular U shape. If you throw that on there, it actually creates the perfect angle. Now, when this is actually there, when this isn't covered up, it does go right off the edge up here. That's what this was for. This removed these two blocks pieces. So you'll see those get cut out. This guy here was actually added right near the edge because I hadn't noticed it, but this angle had become too sharp. It actually it wasn't a smooth curve like it is now. It was like a jagged edge. I just kind of thinned it out a whole bunch. It's like, as you can see, it's almost nothing. It's very small. I really wish there was a way to just turn that mode on so you could see it. They really need to add that so I can highlight it permanently. Anyways. Maybe there is a way to do that. Either way. That ended up actually not being too hard. I didn't mean to do this, but what can we do? As you can see, I actually ended up with piles of extra room. Like, way too much of it. Very wide array of different shapes to make it, though. You can see that there, but the interior of the red part basically stays completely same the entire time. Anyone knows how to make this a permanent, this flash a permanent thing? Please let me know, because that would be so helpful. I can just imagine that being, it would be amazing. Left click to drag, right click, change, flip, space, move color picker, layer options. There are no grid lines. What are you even talking about? Turn on grid lines. Yeah. I don't know. But either way, looks great. Turns out well. Any questions, just hit me up with a message. Alright. Have a good one, guys.